Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and today we're going to work on about 5 or 6, maybe 6 pages in my little mini traveler's notebook junk journal. So this, if you've been following along on my Instagram, I started the 100-day project. I have a video here on Let's Get Inkie explaining the 100-day project, what it is, what I'm doing. Basically, you pick something creative to do for 100 days. So I decided to write letters to my little boy Archie every day for 100 days. And today, the day that I'm recording this, is technically the last day of the 100 days. However, I fell behind, and so I'm about 10 days away from finishing if I do one a day. I'm hopefully going to finish in the next week or so and try and do a couple a day until I get it all done. So I'm using a little junk journal that I made for my passport-sized Midori Traveller's Notebook, and I decided to do this size because I thought it was doable rather than the traditional Traveller's Notebook size. I just stuck down a tag that I made over on one of my Patreon videos last month, and I try something new on each page. Sometimes I might do some paint, sometimes I might do stenciling, I might stick some things in, and it's been a really fun way to use up my scraps and also just test out some different color schemes or design compositions that I don't usually go for. So here I'm going through one of the Vicky, is it Bouton? Her last name starts with B, and she has some beautiful mixed media products out with American Crafts, and this is a little pack of journaling little labels and bits and pieces. And so now I'm on to another day, and this was actually my Nana's 89th birthday, so I thought this card was quite appropriate because it was about a special event, a special day, and it's pink, and my Nan loves pink. So now what I'm doing is I've got this little heart, but it's see-through, and so I've decided to cover a scrap piece of paper with some washi tape. I could have just used pattern paper, but in all honesty, this washi tape was sitting on my desk, and I'm all about using supplies that are right there on my desk ready to be used rather than having to search through my stash. I'm a bit of a lazy paper crafter, let's be honest. So I'm just sticking that to the back of the heart because if I had stuck it down just straight onto the page, the heart probably, it just wouldn't have had the same impact, the same effect. So now I'm just sticking that down, and I'm going to write my little letter on there. I have sped up the parts of actual writing because you don't need to see a whole minute worth of me just writing. This project has been, it's had some hard parts in it, but it's also been so rewarding, and it's kind of pushed my creative limits a little bit in that I've had to try and stay on top of it. The problem was I've had during the 100-day project, I've had 3 big trips away. Yeah, 3 big trips away, and just a lot of like family things on and just busyness. And I think that was the trips away were what really set me back, because even though I took supplies with me, I took a little pouch of supplies, you know, you have fun when you're with friends and family, and you forget about doing things like this. So that has been the trickiest part, I think, to keeping up to date with it. Let me know in the comments if you have done the 100-day project, how you went with it, if you managed to keep up every single day, or if you got a little bit behind like me, or if you gave up after a little while, that's fine too. This is my first year trying it out, and I definitely want to try it again next year. I don't know what I'll do for next year. If you've got any ideas of things I could do for next year, let me know. I was thinking even maybe like an embellishment thing or painted background or something. I want to do something because it has been really fun. This next page, I decided to brighten up the background a little bit with some, I'm pretty sure it's bubblegum pink paint from Dilutions. And then I had trimmed down this Project Life card that I had just sitting on my desk, and that's what I'm going to do my journaling on. I've been using this hiiiii swap stamp, date stamp, continuously throughout the whole project, and I think that's been really nice to kind of give a bit of flow, and it's also just been a really easy way to record the dates, because it doesn't take too much to stamp that in the ink pad and plonk it down. This next one was, let's see, what did Archie do this way? I think we had, what I've been doing, because I have fallen behind, is I've been keeping notes in my phone, and just very simple notes. So like Nana's birthday, running around like crazy, loves hot chips, like very basic notes. And I think that's been, if I hadn't have done that, then I would have abandoned ship. I think I couldn't remember back. At one point, I think I was 3 weeks behind. I've caught up a little bit now, but I would have long abandoned ship. I'm using a Posca paint pen here just to add a little bit of extra sparkle, and I love the look of that on top of the pink paint. I think it's a really nice contrast, and I am just drying that quickly just to make sure it doesn't smudge, because knowing my luck, when I turn the page, it's very likely to smudge. I've realized that I think I'm going to have some spare pages left in this little journal, unless I have to plan it, but I think I have about 12 more letters to go in here, I think. I've already filled up 2 books. I had a flip through for April is up, and I do believe a flip through for May has gone up, and I hadn't finished June at this point, so I haven't filmed a June flip through yet, but I'll be filming that very soon. This is a star stencil. I don't know the brand, I'm sorry, but it is in my Brisbane haul that I recently posted. So if you want to know the brand, you can have a look through that video. And I'm just using some yellow and orange acrylic paint just to do a bit of an ombre, which is not something that I generally seem to do. When I do my stenciling, I seem to just go for one colour. But I recently filmed a art journal process video. I've been art journaling like crazy, and I did this effect and I loved it. So it's something that I can incorporate in this little project and have experiment with some different colors, because I hadn't done it with yellow and orange before. I think I did pink and blue in the other project that I did. By the way, I am so close to finishing my Dina Wakeling media journal. At long last, I can't tell you how excited I am to finish this art journal. It has been a mission to finish. I currently have 2 spreads and 1 single page left to do, but I have filmed probably about 8 art journal process videos over the last 2 weeks, and so they will be up over the next few months. I like to space them out so that over here there's some journal with me, traveler's notebook stuff, as well as hauls and all sorts of bits and pieces, so you're not seeing the same thing every week. For this one, I'm just doing my journaling using, I know someone will ask, it's a Pilot pen. I think it's like a G7 something or other. I found it in my pen container, and it writes nice, so I decided to use it. That little tag on the left is also from that Patreon video that I mentioned earlier on, and I'm going through, and I just needed something to fill up that empty strip here, and I was going to go with Hello Happiness, which I do actually really like. However, there's this page that has a Chasing Dreams sticker, and it's a sticker that, I don't know, Hello Happiness is a little bit more generic, and I can probably use it easier than Chasing Dreams. And this letter had to do with Archie running around like crazy, and so I thought the Chasing Dreams was an appropriate phrase to pair with it. I think that we get so stuck in buying all these beautiful stickers and things, and when it comes to actually using them, if it's a specific phrase, it's hard, and then we hoard it and then it doesn't get used and it just sits there taking up space. So when I know I have something that will match it, that's a little less generic, a little bit more specific, then I do try to use it. I'm going through with another Posca paint pen, wow, camera wiggle, and it's a yellow one, and I'm just doing some little sprinkles and dots and things just to add a bit of extra interest, and just because I felt like it. I liked the look of it on the previous page, so I thought, why not do it again? So next up, I've got these pages. They do scare me a little bit, I will be honest. It's half of an envelope, and I did have to trim it to make sure it was the right width. So that's why I'm just sealing up that side of the envelope again. A lot of people have asked if I have a process video making these journals. I don't. I make them off camera, but I am in the process of finishing up a junk journal online class. So that will be my next class out. So keep your eyes peeled for that very soon. And I will go over in that video how you can make little traveler's notebook junk journals. So here the envelope was slightly ripped from when it had been used and opened, and so I needed to put something over the top, so I decided to go for this I Like You a Latte sticker. Now I don't drink latte, I don't drink coffee, and so that's why this sticker has just been hanging around like a bad smell, and I decided that my traveler's notebooks are the spot where I feel more comfortable in putting those stickers that just they're just not our go-to or our comfort zone. I've talked about before, I like to put like food stickers and things that are a little bit trickier to use in my everyday project life, or scrapbooking, pretty scrapbooking pages. Even though there is a lot of food in my project life, quite often it's not the food that's in that's in the stickers that's the hot thing to put in sticker packs, like donuts and hot dogs and tacos and lemons and oranges. They're all foods that I don't eat or rarely eat. So give me a potato, make a sticker sheet that's got a potato on it, and I could probably come up with a lot of uses because I do eat a lot of potato. Side note, back to the project. I'm now heading on to the next day, and oh no, I'm not. I'm sticking a photo down. So this was a photo, if you would have seen this on my Instagram, and I am going to actually do an art journal page inspired by this photo. So this was a new playground that Archie and I found at a shopping centre, and he loved it. It was beautiful. It was all wooden and rainbow watercolory kind of effect. It was just stunning. And so I had to snap a photo of Archie, and I'm going to do an art journal process video, which I haven't filmed yet, inspired by that photo. That will come out eventually this year sometime. This next one, I will admit, one thing that stumped me a little bit with this project was when I had blank pages. And I know that sounds a little bit silly, but some of the letters only took me 5 minutes to do. But when I have a blank page like this, I feel like there's more pressure, not pressure, but more of an opportunity to get a bit more creative and kind of do some mixed media things, and they take a little bit longer. So next time, if I was to redo this project, I would probably have less white pages, blank pages, and kind of stick to more patterned pieces. I think even though I really loved doing the mixed media pieces, I think it was kind of a bit of a mental block when I knew that I had one of those pages coming up and I was tired. because usually I would do this just before bed. So Aaron, my husband, if you don't know, he's Inky Beard here on YouTube. He does journaling and bullet journals and watercolor art and gadgets and tech stuff and all sorts of things. If you want to give him a little bit of a subscription, he is also doing the 100-day project, and he was doing sketching. And so at night, just before, like half an hour before bed, we'd sit down on the couch, put on a TV show, binge watch Real Housewives or some other fantastically trashy show, and we'd do our 100-day projects. And it was a really nice day to kind of wind down for the night and put the technology to the side, even though we still were watching television, but put our phones down and just kind of have a bit of zoned out creative time before bed. And I think it was these mixed media pages that kind of made me go, oh, do I have to do this right now? I don't feel like painting. I don't feel like getting messy. But I felt like I needed to because the page was blank. And I know I could have stuck something down there, but I didn't. So thanks for joining me today. I haven't done any of these process videos for this, namely because I do them late at night, or sometimes they only take me 5 minutes. But I thought I'd do, while I was catching up, I thought I'd do a whole series of them all in one. Let me know if you've been doing the 100-day project. And also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed seeing a journaling video. It's something a little bit different. It's kind of in between my art journal process videos and my journal with me process videos. It's kind of in the in-between. Hope you guys have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.